Warras' son, Ethan Stock, says his father was his hero. He was speaking at a memorial service in Sandton.
As a TV host or podcast presenter or DJ, he never failed to bring joy and smiles to the people listening and the people with him. Even if he knew what he said was controversial, he only spoke the truth. And obviously there would be people who disagree with what he says and his views, but he stood by what he thought was right. And that's the true definition of a courageous and resilient man. As a dad, however, my father was the complete opposite of how the media portrayed him. My father was the life of the party and the brightest light in every room. Whenever we needed someone, he was there. I remember when I was in hospital for 10 days. And throughout those 10 days, my father was with me from 6 in the morning to 9 at night. Whether you were sworn at by the security or the nurses, he stayed with me. Whenever we needed guidance and whenever we needed advice, he was always there because he was the wisest in the family. Whenever we needed anything, he was always there to provide and give us what we wanted. He spoiled us all. He was always nice to everyone. He never acted like he was above anyone. He just acted out of pure love and respect for everyone. My dad's legacy will live through me and my little brothers, and I'll do everything in my power to make him proud. I love you, Dad, and I hope justice is served.
Warras' sister, Nicole Stock, spoke about her loss.
May God have mercy on our nation. Today a nation exhales a grief it did not know how to name. And I need to say this without apologies. I'm very, very angry. I haven't had an opportunity to really cry. I've had to keep it together because he would want me to do that. I'm angry, I'm so angry because Warrick was taken away from us too early. And this is not where his voice should have ended. This is where it should have been loudest. This is where it should have been standing, not me saying the things that made people uncomfortable, asking the questions that exposed us, loving people even when they did not know how to love. That was Warrick.
Friends remembered him as a brave individual who was not scared to take a stand.
I've known Warrick for about 15 years. We worked together, built things together, argued, laughed, saved each other in ways that don't always show up on LinkedIn profiles or whatever the kids are using these days. We were still working together right up until the end. I spoke to him an hour before he was taken from us. If you've ever spoken to Warras on the phone, you'll know this. He ended every single call the same way. He'd say, "I love you, bye." And then you were like, "Hey, do I say it back? What must I do at this point," right? And for a long time, I genuinely thought that this was just our thing. I felt so special until one day I heard him say, "I love you, bye," to a call center agent who was trying to sell him something. That's when I realized this man was not rationing love. Warrick loved everybody aggressively. He had these phrases that became part of how we all lived. The big one that everyone here knows is, "Take it easy, and if it's easy, take it home." He said this his whole career. It sounded simple, but it was actually his whole philosophy. Don't overcomplicate things, don't stress unnecessarily, and if something works, don't argue with it.
Warrick spoke out. Sometimes controversially so. He was very opinionated. And even me, as a very good friend of his, I disagreed vehemently with some of his views. But I knew that his heart was in the right place. Warrick would even associate with individuals that I wouldn't dare stand alongside. But that was the true character of the man, in that he got along with all types and he liked to bring people together. The moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice.
He spoke out very bravely,
and openly about corruption, maladministration, incompetence, and he even mentioned a lot of the solutions we needed to fix this country. And I think many of the clips circulating this week have been around some of those themes. He referenced El Salvador and Bope, who had successfully cleaned out gang violence in El Salvador. And if you look at what's happened in the Cape Flats, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi mentioning a drug cartel, some of the political killings and other crimes in this country, including him now being a victim of these issues, you can't help but think about some of the solutions we need in this country where we're losing too many people, too many good people. Warras was a superhero, a real-life superhero. Caesar spoke about people that actually roll up their sleeves and don't just point fingers. Warras decided to put his hand up and try to fix things. Could have stayed in entertainment. Could have carried on DJing and just been the coolest guy that he was. But he decided that he wanted to be and he needed to be part of the change. He was definitely a braver man than most of us, including myself.